Hello again, everybody. Welcome back. And today's celebrity I'm going to talk about is Suzanne Somers. What a lovely woman Suzanne is, and she's had the fortunate ability to sustain her career over about 35, 40 years. And I started photographing her, though, in 1977. I remember distinctly and indelibly etched in my memory the first meeting that we had. She had cut-off jeans on, and she was a real funky girl next door. And so I thought, what are we going to do here? Because I'm essentially kind of a glamour photographer and shooting in the studio and all that. And I thought, well, why don't we go with it? Why don't we just go with the girl next door kind of a theme? And here, I thought girl next door, because sometimes you think like, in a haystack and hay bales and all that. So I sent out my assistants to get some hay bales in. I thought I'd really go for it and not fool around. This girl was really the girl next door. And Suzanne went with the idea. She being an actor, she was on a show called Three's Company at the time, and being a very, very successful comedian. And so I thought, well, let's have fun with it. Let her hair down, easy on the makeup, and just really go for the freshness and wholesomeness of it all. So this was taken in 1977, and it was behind my studio, actually, that I had on Beverly Boulevard in West Hollywood. And so we went with it. That portion of the session lasted maybe an hour or so. There's another version of the same shot, close up. And her hair was done. She hadn't established kind of like her Suzanne Somers hairstyles yet, but so she was still just being real natural. And it was so much fun doing this because we got a kick out of it, because most of my clients come in all glamorous and want to look real Hollywood celebrity looking. So I enjoyed doing this type of shot on her, and leading up to what I was planning to do some glamour shots on her that same day. Now, Suzanne, in her personal life, met Alan, her husband to be, in 1977, and so he came in on the shooting session and was, for moral support and just to see what this guy, Harry Langdon, is all about. And so Alan and I became very good friends. And so Alan's been with Suzanne for all these years and was very instrumental in a great deal of her success. And so that's her husband, Alan Hamill. And so I thought I could show you a shot of the two of them together. So we went on after the haystack shots, and now we started going to kind of glamour shots with her. So this is a girl next door, by the way, but kind of sexy girl next door, and just lingerie or a nightgown. And I thought that was a cute shot on her. And Suzanne has at that time had an extremely sleek figure, which was just naturally, without hardly any exercise. So we did the same session. We thought we'd do a few bathing suit shots, or shots in her tights, exercise tights. So Suzanne was the kind of a woman, and still is, that it's real easy to pose. They just have a natural instinct to pose in front of the camera. I thought this was kind of a hot shot, again with very, very light makeup. Okay? And so the session went on. We started working together more closely. And this is another session we did about a year afterward, 1980. There was a lot of exercise magazines that were after Suzanne to show her figure and her secrets to looking so slim and fit and everything. She also did a film called American Graffiti, where she was the blonde in the Thunderbird. And so she was becoming extremely famous now, not just for TV work, but also for her film work. And fortunately, I got a chance to photograph her and, to do whatever I wanted. Now we're kind of stepping out a little bit with her exercise get-ups. And so, again, she just has a natural kind of sensual figure. And this is an interesting horizontal shot. And so this again was done in 1978. I thought this is a very fetching shot to show you guys today. This is all shot, by the way, with film cameras, and so they're digitally transferred to now my digital storage. And so Suzanne also lived close by the beach. So she had an idea of how about going down to the beach and getting some shots and see what would happen. Now, photographing people at the beach is rather challenging for a photographer. You're dealing with the wind and the sand and onlookers hanging around and wanted to see who we're photographing. But Suzanne performed really well. It was one of those days when nobody hardly was there. And this is at the beach in Marina del Rey, California. And so we had a lot of fun shooting Suzanne at the beach, and got her various poses. And again, Suzanne just had her natural instinct for posing. And of course, each time the wave would splash behind her, we'd have to set the shot back up again and dry her off a little bit. Here's another one from that segment. And so these shots were used a great deal in magazines about that time in the 80s. And so I thought that was a very successful idea to photograph her in the surf. And Suzanne had natural instinct for smiles. And smiles are very fleeting. And so a photographer has to catch them really fast, especially when you're splashing around in the ocean. And I thought those were very successful shots taken at the beach. Suzanne was called upon to entertain the troops, the army troops, so she went off. And so she had a real cute outfit that she wore on stage. And so she particularly wanted to get a shot of this as a memory of when she entertained the troops for, I'm not sure which war it was we were going, but anyway, I thought this is really a cute shot of her. And Suzanne's a real patriotic, kind of a gung-ho, all-American girl, which is very refreshing that Suzanne has been able to sustain her career over quite a few years, and she has the ability to have other women be able to relate to her, and she's been extremely successful with her career. And so again, Shape magazine got an idea of using her on the cover, and so we just did a series of pictures with her like working out. And then, by the way, Suzanne was approached by somebody had an idea of her doing something called the Thigh Master. Now, a lot of you women know what that is, and guys use it also, because Suzanne has such a wonderful figure, and everybody wondered, how does she keep that wonderful figure? Okay, so Suzanne, we did a lot of shots of her showing off her thighs. And so she's been extremely successful with the Thigh Master. And so I thought this is a kind of a cute shot showing that. And then also, Suzanne has a fabulous complexion. And so Suzanne started with a beauty line of cosmetics that for a woman to keep her skin extremely clean and fresh without any makeup. So this is one of the few shots Suzanne done without makeup, just that dazzling smile. And so I thought I'd show this shot of her. I didn't think she'd mind doing a shot. She looks so clean and wholesome without makeup, and so she should be real proud of how good she looks. And so a lot of women use her beauty products. She was on the QVC, I think, on some of the TV sales shows. And so I thought I'd show that with Suzanne without makeup. And then Suzanne started developing this neat hairstyle that she's noted for. And this is just another kind of a glamour shot of her that shows that off. And so then Suzanne was approached by a company called Ace Hardware. Ace Hardware is a huge company. All you guys know about Ace Hardware products. And so we did glamour shots of Suzanne, and she was this sort of like the spokeswoman for Ace Hardware. So we combined her promoting actual hardware, saws and screwdrivers and all sorts of things that the handyman next door uses. And so we incorporated her glamour look with that. It was extremely successful. This was done in 1982. And Suzanne's had such a wonderful career going through beauty products and from to hardware products, skincare products. And what I admire about Suzanne is she's been able to sustain that wholesome image without any glitches in the program. And Suzanne now has a beautiful home in the desert in Palm Springs, and she's an extremely happy woman. And here's another real glamour shot on her. And I was quite proud to be called on to photograph Suzanne Somers over the years, about photographing her over a period of time, about 20 years on and off. And so I thought this was really a nice, dazzling, cheerful shot of Suzanne. So that's another interesting segment in my celebrity focus and my stories behind the scenes. And so if you guys like these shows I show and talking about celebrities and photography, and I'll get more in depth, by the way, to the mechanics of shooting pictures and about camera techniques and lighting techniques at another date. But so I'm going to sign off now, say goodbye to Suzanne Somers, and remember, if you can, subscribe to my channel and give me thumbs up. I always enjoy that because I go to a lot of trouble to do these shows, but I always love presenting them to you. Okay, so goodbye everybody. Thank you for watching.